and meeting his fans, and you're a public person as well. And there was one instance in Harlem, and his reaction when those people
went away.
Got in
the car and said, I feel like I need to wash, like I'm dirt. That was, it show you his character.
Was that the reason for including it?
Yeah, I mean, and what's the odds that you would do that in front of the camera? Like that's one of the moments where he forgot he was on tape. You know what I'm saying? And then gets back in the car and goes, I feel dirty. I need to just go sanitize myself up.
There's not a day that's gone by in the past 4 years that I don't acknowledge that because of what I choose to do, I might lose my life today. That's a reality. Now, I could let that freak me out. I could let that make me scared. Or I could say, I got good friends, people that believe in me. And I'm just gonna keep going full throttle until I can't go no more.
6 different moments.
I was going with, where's Jay at? He's mad quiet. Like while the Puffy thing was going on. But it's obvious now that his team was being made aware that he was in those allegations also. You know, so I hope it works out, because with his family, the things that go on internally is.
So what are your thoughts on the show of force, even not knowing?
They did their job. He's a sex worker. He's got guns and he's got semen-coated fucking VHS tapes.
No.
I would have went in a hazmat. For 4 years, I've been screaming, not just Diddy, but Diddy and Jay-Z are monsters. And the victim-making machine kept going on.
Something feels off. Not just one interview, not just one accusation, but different voices, different platforms, all circling the same names. And now 50 Cent is no longer just watching, because when fear, silence, and old accusations start building at the same time, it stops feeling random. It starts feeling bigger. And that is why this story is getting harder to ignore.
I haven't had issues with Puffy. I don't like him like that. Like, I don't like things that he would do.
Right.
And make me uncomfortable.
So we're speaking on Diddy. We're speaking on Puff.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't have that thing where we ain't had no thing. I wasn't sending nothing at him, big. If it was on the street side like that, we would be actively doing things to each other.
Right.
And we wasn't doing that. Right. So it gets to, with Jay, definitely not that. That's definitely not. It's just being competitive.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I look at it, I go, whoa. So I always go into, what would I do in a situation like this? Like when that type of thing happens, like, and I'm going, I don't know. I hope things are all right for him internally.
Speaking on?
I mean, at the crib. Because in the statement they mentioned his
you talking about Jay?
His daughter would, being old enough to, because she
He doesn't really know him. She has no knowledge of him. She doesn't have a picture with him. I'm smarter than Claudia Jordan. I would never take a picture with the devil. Everyone knew he was the devil. He's been the devil for 30 years.
For years, Jaguar Wright has been talking. Most people brushed her off. Some called her bitter. Others called her unstable. But now, people are going back and listening again. Not because everything has been proven, but because the timing feels different now. When accusations, fear, and silence all start showing up together, it starts to look less like chaos and more like a pattern.
The award shows not to give me the trophies. If you look at even Jay-Z's career, you can look at that and say the association to Beyonce is when he started to receive the 16, 17 Grammys since he's been with Beyonce. Right? And you go, prior to that, 1.
I need to know, do you think that Diddy killed Kim Porter?
Absolutely.
Why?
Because of all the videotapes, because of the book, because of all the people she gave copies of her book to, or at least chapters, because of everything that she had on him, because of the tape that she used to blackmail him into a relationship and into a raise of him being sodomized by Andre Harrell. And I am not saying that allegedly, because I heard her and Kim Muir talking about it in the booth of the bathroom while snorting cocaine at the Kit Kat Club.
Hey.
Then came the documentary, and that changed everything. Because once 50 Cent stepped into this story in a bigger way, it stopped feeling like just internet drama. Now it had structure. Now it had reach. Now it had pressure. But Jaguar saw it differently. She believes what people watched was only part of the story, not the full picture. And if that is true, then the documentary is not the end of the conversation. It is another layer of it.
My favorite hero.
And I have a lot of guys that I look up to their accomplishments at point, but I wouldn't call them my heroes.
Right. You don't wear another man's jersey on your back.
Yeah, that's
Respect. Your favorite villain?
My favorite villain? I kind of like Diddy.
I ain't never made a fucking call, made a call to Diddy, really? I got Diddy's number, just hit him up. Yo, Diddy, what up? Never happened.
It truly is about the Benjamin, as we see.
Oh yes, he's glittering.
It truly is about the Benjamin.
Well, now when we come back, we're gonna talk more with Puffy, and if you want to hang out, more than welcome to stick around, my brother. All right, we'll be right back.
I get a little uncomfortable. I get uncomfortable. Like he said something to me one time, a long time ago. He told me he'd take me shopping. I looked at him like, what'd you just say? Let me move, man, before I do something. You're gonna make me mess up the wedding.
Oh, that's a nice gesture.
Let me get out of it. No, dude, take me. That's what a guy says to a girl.
Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no.
Energy and things that you say about other artists while you're in hip-hop culture.
Jaguar didn't hold back. She called it a mockumentary. Not because it was fake, but because she believes it was incomplete. Her issue is simple. Some names were barely touched. Some footage never made it in. Some parts of the story were left behind. And once people start asking what got cut, they stop just watching the story. They start questioning who controls it.
As Drake is right now, I can almost bet that there's somebody that wants to turn his faucet off. Because if y'all think Diddy is a mess, Drake, he was being groomed to be next in line, see? I mean, probably not, considering she's gonna be indicted for anything she would say. These are criminals. Diddy is a drug dealer, and so is Jay-Z. The proof is there. How many up people does he have to be aware of before people see him for who he is?
It seems like these artists are trying to run away from their past. Diddy changed his name multiple times to say, that's not me, I'm trying to move beyond Diddy, I'm Love now. It seems like Jay-Z would try to run away from his past.
Calling that nigga Love and anything that he did love. Brother Love. What kind of love? Baby oil love?
Then the story got messier. Online coverage exploded around a missing witness. No clear answer, no simple explanation. And as expected, the internet filled in the blanks. Some said fear, some said pressure. Jaguar suggested something darker. Now, that does not prove anything, but in a story already full of power, silence, and tension, the timing alone was enough to raise questions. And once people start asking what is happening behind the scenes, the entire case starts to feel unstable.
There's an accusation about Jay-Z and Diddy and a teenager, 13-year-old teenager.
Right.
And we were speaking about just the statement.
Right.
The statement, you were saying you felt like that was calculated.
That was, that the statement is something from, you can tell it was written by a lawyer. Because there's a point where it kind of gets aggressive. He says, you're gonna find out, like how I'll handle this. And that's an attorney want to be combative with another attorney. That's not like a publicist wouldn't say those.
Right. This is on your.
Put that out.
Yeah, this is on. 50? Yeah, it says, I don't know what's going on, but are we still going to have the Super Bowl? I'm just asking for a friend.
Yeah, I'm asking for Kendrick. You know,
right.
I'm just trying to figure out if we're still doing everything the way. Because look, they will fall back, but the NFL, they won't necessarily be associated to that.
Right. Why do you not insert yourself, but you're on top of every topic, right?
Yeah. I'm just watching. I'm participating. I'm being part of culture. I'm just telling you my opinion.
Right.
Look,
because you're part of the culture.
Like I can't say anything now. I'm out of it. I'm like I'm going to Dre's studio and just sit with Dre a little.
Right.
And then maybe I stay out of trouble.
Nah.
And I'm like, that's when I start saying crazy stuff because I look and I go, oh, that's your big homie, right? And so you image yourself after a gay painter. Your big homie want to look like a gay painter.
What are we talking about here?
We're talking about Basquiat. He wants to look like a gay painter.
Oh my God, I think I know where we're going with
So
this.
now look, what I'm saying to you is, look, when you start looking at, that's not mine, that's theirs.
If Jay-Z would have did a song with Ja Rule,
he would have got it like everybody else. He stayed clear of that motherfucker.
If Jay-Z would have jumped on the track with Ja, you would have went at Jay? Honestly,
who you think Jay-Z is? This is crazy. Because look, there ain't nobody.
At the same time, old connections started resurfacing. Past relationships, old names, familiar faces around the same circle. And that is when the story starts feeling bigger than one person. Because the deeper people look, the more it feels like a network, a system where influence protects itself. And once viewers start seeing it that way, they stop asking who said what. They start asking who benefits from the silence.
Then came the most uncomfortable layer. Claims about unseen footage, claims about major names, claims about things that never made it to air. Whether those claims are true or not, the idea alone changes the tone. Because now the story is not just about what happened, it is about what may still exist, what was recorded, what was removed, and what the public was never meant to see. And once people believe they are getting the safe version of the story, they start assuming the real version is worse.
Puff can't even hear a hit. Puff can't hear a hit? That's kind of crazy. They said you wrote 2 verses for Diddy. One was the Let's Get It.
I run this city, send the cops, DA, defense to come get me.
I ain't tell him to say that.
And the other one was on the I Get Money remix.
Yeah.
But they said you wrote it and it's him confessing the crime.
No,
you see
man.
the meme? Look at the meme.
Bo knows, but Diddy did it. Cars, jewelry, and big homes, yeah, Diddy did it. Shootouts, coastal beef, yeah, Diddy did it.
Jay, help me with that. Jay, help me with that. Jay, help me with that. Jay did that part right there when he said,
cut it out, man.
Shootouts, coastal beef. I wasn't around, but I was like East Coast, West Coast. I'm not involved in this stuff.
Speaking of Jay-Z, you ever heard a rhyme that he said where you think he subliminally was talking about you?
One time, it was me, Joe, it was a bunch of us. We had said some slick shit about Kanye. Then Kanye did the song with Jay-Z when they that first single for the album together.
Damn, Easy and Hope, where the hell you been? It's talking real reckless stuff, man.
That song probably came out like 2 months or a month or two, whatever, after we said something about Kanye. I had distribution through Asylum Records. And he said in the bars, he said, Asylum could be purchased, and if you run up on Reezy the wrong way, I might hurt you. And then he said, flee. I'm gonna Google that because I want to say exactly what he said.
Run up on Yeezy the wrong way, I might murk you. Flee in the G450, I might surface. Political refugee asylum can be purchased.
Flee in the G450, I might surface. Political refugee asylum can be purchased.
Yeah, he said, you just never know.
Yeah.
But this is where the story gets more complicated, because now attention shifts to 50 Cent. At first, his role looked simple: the critic, the rival, the one who had been warning people for years. But Jaguar challenges that. She believes 50 is not just exposing something. She thinks he is also positioning himself. Not just truth, not just justice, but power. And whether people believe that or not, it changes how they look at him. Because once even the exposer becomes part of the story, there is no easy side left to stand on.
Hey, now it's just, I've secured my son's life. I secured the other people that I'm responsible for. So my job done if that happens.
Now, AMAs, a couple men lie, women lie, numbers don't.
Yeah.
Now, everybody was saying Jay-Z was taking a shot at you.
And I didn't take it that way, because if we looked at all of the numbers, you see I did his career in 4 years.
I heard you say that
15
before.
years in 4 years. So you can't, I wouldn't say that. I mean, the largest selling album he's had internationally sold 430,000 copies. Hard Knock Life. I sold 5 million twice. So when we leave here, you know who's who.
It's time for Fatima Robinson to speak up about what she heard on that phone. It's time for somebody to be honest about who gave Aaliyah the pills that knocked her out before she was carried onto a plane she didn't want to be on. It's time for the other dancers who knew she was terrified to get on that plane to speak up.
My favorite hero.
And I have a lot of guys that I look up to their accomplishments, but I wouldn't call them my heroes.
Right. You don't wear another man's jersey on your back.
Yeah.
Respect. Your favorite villain?
My favorite villain? I kind of like Diddy.
Then the tone changes again. This stops being about headlines and starts feeling personal. Stories of fear, stories of control, stories people do not tell lightly. And that is why this part hits harder, because even when details are disputed, the emotion is real. The fear feels real. The risk feels real. And in a world like this, speaking out always comes with consequences. That is what keeps people watching.
Documentaries are more dangerous than weapons. That shit is dangerous, bro. I think I'd rather my enemy have a gun than a documentary. If you shoot me, you go to jail. If you make a documentary about me, you make money. You get an award. Imagine someone gave you a Golden Globe for shooting you in the head. That's what documentaries are. This guy's life is done. How diabolical is 50 Cent? Enters a field of entertainment, becomes a phenomenal storyteller, incredibly successful, maybe all just to build up the cachet to make a documentary about one of his arch nemesis and destroy his life while profiting off of it. Ooh. Okay. I know you don't want to hear this, but if I am Jay-Z, I am terrified.
Let me tell you the difference between...
Look, when Jay signed his contract, the big one was with Beyonce. When he signed that contract, the marriage contract, he got trophies. Now those fucking trophies, trophies came rolling in, buddy. He started getting Grammys left and right, man. I mean, look, if you look at his career,
Jaguar says this is not the end. She says more is coming. More names, more footage, more pressure. And whether people trust her fully or not, that promise keeps this story alive. Because now people are not just reacting to what has already been said. They are waiting for what comes next. And once a story reaches that stage, it becomes hard to control.
Last time, and Piers Morgan said it, they're not here to defend themselves. Do you think the Carters will speak about any of this? About
Beyonce
what's going
is
on?
losing hundreds of thousands, millions of followers every day. And she still hasn't said anything. Just pretending like life is great in Paris.
Is it her place to say something?
I mean, probably not, considering she's gonna be indicted for anything she would say. These are criminals. Diddy is a drug dealer, and so is Jay-Z. The proof is there. How many up people does he have to be around before people see him for who he is?
It seems like these artists are trying to run away from their past. Diddy changed his name multiple times to say, that's not me. I'm trying to move beyond Diddy. I'm love now.
What kind of love? Baby oil love? Baby love? Explicit love, hey!
You and Puff haven't liked each other business-wise for a long time.
Well, that's why it's only business. It was really, away from that, I explained why I didn't hang out with him, right? Because it's fluffy stuff going on.
It's not your scene.
It's not my stuff.
Not your scene.
They hug you from the front and the back at the same time.
It's not your thing.
It's not my thing, bro.
What was the original annoyance between, it was just like,
Well, when you start to get the momentum, he's like, yo, we gotta hang out. Yo, when we going? I got uncomfortable with him because the way he was asking to try and get me to hang out with him was like, yo, I'll take you shopping. Like, and I'm like, what you mean? Like, that's something you say to a woman you're attracted to, maybe.
Right. At Chris Lighty's wedding, he told me he'd take me shopping. I looked at him like, what'd you just say?
It's just weird, bro. Like, and now you start to see a lot of the weird stuff that was there. It looks like it all lines up, don't it? It was not in the closet. It was in front of you, and you wasn't seeing it because you see the beards, or you see the girls. So you didn't look at them the way it actually is to a degree.
So now the question is not just, is this real? The bigger question is, how much of it is? Because when silence, fear, reaction, and exposure all start colliding at the same time, there is usually something deeper underneath. And maybe that is why this story feels different. Because it no longer sounds like one wild voice. Now it sounds like fragments of something bigger starting to line up. And if that is true, then what we have seen so far may only be the surface.
Well, excuse me. I can't say that I sought it out because I didn't. Truth is we didn't see it coming. But I have to credit Odell.
Got Odeezy.
My love. I have to credit him because since we've combined and joined forces and become a hell of an investigative journalism team. See, I'm the content, I'm the passion, I'm the voice. I'm also the brain, but I do too much by myself. That's the brain. That's the administrator. That's the bloodhound. And he, there were so many people that hacked into so many of my accounts. People didn't even know how to get in touch with me anymore. And Odell created that lane. And they reached out to him. Piers Morgan's producers called him directly. And we talked about it briefly, and I said, we have to do it. We have to. Because the one thing I know about Piers Morgan is he is smart prey. And not only is he smart prey, he is a great conductor of information. He also vets things viciously. And I want to thank you for that. Because if my word is good enough to make it through Piers Morgan's firewall of please don't sue me, then I guess he just vetted me for every ounce of real life content on this blue couch. We thank you for that.
Do you feel that Piers Morgan allowed you to get, because you only have so many minutes, I know you don't know exactly how the show's gonna.
Let me know what you think. Is Jaguar exposing something bigger? Is 50 Cent shaping the narrative? Or is the truth somewhere in between? Because one thing is clear, this story is far from over.